said the Duchess, feeling very much relieved. "He tells fortunes, I suppose." "And misfortunes, too," answered Lady Windermere. "Any amount of them. Next year, for instance, I am in great danger, both by land and sea, so I'm going to live in a balloon and draw up my dinner in a basket every evening. It is all written down on my little finger, or the palm of my hand, I forget which. But surely that is tempting Providence, Gladys." "My dear Duchess, surely Providence can resist temptation by this time. I think everyone should have their hands told once a month so as to know what not to do. Of course, one does it all the same, but it is so pleasant to be warned. Now, if someone doesn't go and fetch Mr. Podgers at once, I shall have to go myself." "Let me go, Lady Windermere," said a tall, handsome young man who was standing by, listening to the conversation with an amused smile. "Thanks so much, Lord Arthur, but I'm afraid you wouldn't recognize him." "If he is as wonderful as you say, Lady Windermere, I couldn't well miss him. Tell me what he is like, and I'll bring him to you at once." "Well, he is not a bit like a Cheramantist. I mean, he is not mysterious, or esoteric, or romantic-looking. He is a little, stout man with a funny bald head and a great gold-rimmed set of spectacles. Something between a family doctor and a country attorney. I'm really very sorry, but it's not my fault. People are so annoying. All my pianists look exactly like poets, and all my poets look exactly like pianists. And I remember last season asking a most dreadful conspirator to dinner, a man who had blown up ever so many people and always wore a coat of mail, and carried a dagger up his shirt sleeve. And do you know what? When he came, he looked just like a nice old clergyman and cracked jokes all the evening. Of course, he was very amusing and all that, but I was awfully disappointed. And when I asked him about the coat of mail, he only laughed and said it was far too cold to wear in England. Ah, here is Mr. Podgers. Now, Mr. Podgers, I want you to tell the Duchess of Paisley's hand. Duchess, you must take your glove off. No, not the left hand, the other." "Dear Gladys, I really don't think it is quite right," said the Duchess, feebly unbuttoning a rather soiled kid glove. "Nothing interesting ever is," said Lady Windermere, "en effet de mon ainsi. But I must introduce you, Duchess. This is Mr. Podgers, my pet Charmantist. Mr. Podgers, this is the Duchess of Paisley, and if you say that she has a larger mountain of the moon than I have, I will never believe in you again." "I'm sure, Gladys, there is nothing of that kind in my hand," said the Duchess gravely. "Your Grace is quite right," said Mr. Podgers, glancing at the little fat hand with its short square fingers. "The mountain of the moon is not developed. The line of life, however, is excellent. Kindly bend the wrist. Thank you. 3 distinct lines on the rascette. You will live to a great age, Duchess, and be extremely happy. Ambition? Very moderate. Line of intellect? Not exaggerated. Line of heart? Now do be indiscreet, Mr. Podgers," cried Lady Windermere. "Nothing would give me greater pleasure," said Mr. Podgers, bowing, "if the Duchess ever had been. But I'm sorry to say that I see great permanence of affection combined with a strong sense of duty." "Pray go on, Mr. Podgers," said the Duchess, looking quite pleased. "Economy is not the least of your Grace's virtues," continued Mr. Podgers, and Lady Windermere went off into fits of laughter. "Economy is a very good thing," remarked the Duchess complacently. "When I married Paisley he had 11 castles and not a single house fit to live in." "And now he has 12 houses and not a single castle," cried Lady Windermere. "Well, my dear," said the Duchess, "I like—" "Comfort," said Mr. Podgers, "and modern improvements, and hot water laid on in every bedroom. Your Grace is quite right. Comfort is the only thing our civilization can give us." "You've told the Duchess's character admirably, Mr. Podgers, and now you must tell Lady Flora's." And in answer to a nod from the smiling hostess, a tall girl with sandy Scotch hair and high shoulder blades stepped awkwardly from behind the couch and held out a long, bony hand with spatulate fingers. "Ah, a pianist, I see," said Mr. Podgers. "An excellent pianist, but perhaps hardly a musician. Very reserved, very honest, and with a great love of animals." "Quite true," explained the Duchess, turning to Lady Windermere. "Absolutely true. Flora keeps 24 collie dogs at McCloskey, and would turn our townhouse into a menagerie if her father would let her." "Well, that is just what I do at my house every Thursday evening," cried Lady Windermere, laughing. "Only I like